today we are going to discuss about a leaf interface override policy. Leaf interface override policy allows us to implement a different policy uh, on an interface wherein already we do have a policy group existing. So let's see it with a quick example. Let's say we have one server. Server 1, okay, it has some requirements like the ports where it will be connected, it will be of 1G speed, and their CDP will be off, and storm control will be, let's say, 5%. Another requirement is that the PPDU guard will be disabled. So we discussed that in our previous sections as well, that the benefit of ACI is that in the long run, the objects that we create in ACI, we can reuse them, right? Let's say if we talk about legacy, we do have, let's say, 100 servers of same kind. Then all these parameters that we are looking at the screen right now, wait, the speed, the CDP policy, the storm control, or the BPDU guard policy, everything we need to configure under 100 interfaces, right? But in ACI, what we can do is that we'll create a policy group. Policy group we have already discussed, right? We will create a single policy group. Let's say its name is bare metal, as we say in ACI for the physical server. We are considering that these are physical servers. Let's say its name is bare metal 1G CDP of and IPG interface policy group. So we have created one policy group, a single policy group, this one, and we will reuse this policy group for these 100 servers which will be connected to ACI. So this is the benefit of ACI, right? So now our requirement is changed. So in these 100 servers, there is one server wherein somehow we get the requirement that we need to enable CDP on that particular port where the server is connected. So now, as we know that in ACI, if you need to change these parameters, you need to modify it into the policy group. So now the problem is that if I enable CDP here in this policy group, which is called into 100 servers, then the CDP enable policy will be implemented to all those 100 servers, not only this single server. So now we do have a problem, right? Also, now what we can do, I will create a new interface policy group only for this one server, wherein I will enable the will enable the CDP, okay, and of course we'll also put all these policies 1G storm control and everything, but this time in the new policy that we created, we'll enable the CDP. Now I will go to the interface where this one server is connected. Let's say interface is 1 by 1 on one of the leaf switches, and so this option I will go to leaf interface profile, right? This we already discussed in our previous lecture. So I'll go to the leaf interface profile of that leaf switch. I'll go to the interface where this one server is connected, and into the interface policy group section, I'll click on the drop down menu, and I will call this new policy group that I have just created with the CDP enable policy. But problem with this approach is that if we are calling a new interface policy group, then there will be disruption. this server will be disconnected from the network. Why? Let me tell you. Just let me clean it a bit. As we know that, if you remember my previous lecture, we have the AAEP, right? And our AAEP is connected to the domain, and all the VLANs and EPG, they are connected to the domain, right? And also the another leg of AEP is connected to the interface policy group, which is connected to the leaf interface profile or the interface, and finally it is connected to the actual switch, right? So if we are removing this IPG to apply the new interface policy group, then you can see that it will be disconnected. Your server will be disconnected from the domain, your EPGs and your VLAN, right? So ultimately your server will be disconnected. So what we want is that without disconnecting this server, we want that this CDP policy will be enabled with a new policy group. So for this purpose, we have an option in ACI, which is called the leaf interface override policy. So what that policy does is that without uh, removing this particular existing policy, it will be merged into that, and whatever the new groups or the new settings are there, they will be implemented. So there will not be any disruption. Okay. So let's go back to our slide and see what are the options that we need to apply. So this we already discussed that leaf interface override policy. It will allow to implement another policy group on an interface where we already have the policy group configured, right? So the second point, it will be implemented without removing the existing group, and the new parameters that we have just edited, they will be activated on that particular port. And the special note that I have put here, that we already discussed that why we are doing it. So now let's see how we can configure this. So now, first of all, let's see what's the path. So the path is in the leaf interface override policy. First of all, what you need to do, you need to create the new interface policy group, okay, with the new setting, right, that you want to implement. Then once this new group is created, what we need to do then, we'll go to fabric, access policies, interface, leaf interface, and then you can see here below the policy group, you have one option, overrides. Once you right click here, it will give you the option create leaf interface override. So you can give it any name here as per your ease. And then let's say if it is a single port, you will click here. If it is a port channel, you will click here. If it's a VPC, we need to click here. So let's say, assuming that it is a single port, we'll click here. Then you need to select the node ID. So the leaf ID, let's say it's 101. And then you need to select the path where this where you want to apply this new policy. So let's say the interface is 1/, let's say 10. And now you have the option of policy group. So in this section, the new policy group that you have created, the new interface policy group with the new setting, you will call it here. And this is how you can merge the new setting without any disruption in your particular port.